Today we will begin laying on our backs, and we're going to start with a little breath work. Okay, that's going to be it'll be easier to do it on our backs. So once you get on your back, go ahead and move a little bit, kind of hug the knees in and rock yourself gently side to side, maybe even shake a little bit. And then you're going to bring your feet to the floor with your knees bent like this, your legs bent rather, knees pointing up, making sure the back of the neck is long, supported, the tailbone reaching forward and up, more neutral. And then we'll bring our hands towards the belly. Let's first take 3 breaths that we'll do inhale nose, and then we'll exhale mouth, and then we'll just sigh it out. So beginning with an inhale, hold the breath at the top, and then exhale mouth. A nice, slow, long sigh. In nose. And start to notice when you breathe in, and then exhale, breathe out. Notice what expands. Is it your chest, ribs, belly? One more like that. Big inhale. Notice where the breath goes into most. And out the mouth. Natural breath in and out your nose. And now we're going to focus the awareness and attention to cultivating belly breaths. Full breath. So as we inhale, allow the stomach to expand. And you have your hands on your stomach and feel the stomach pressing onto your hands. And then exhale. Move the hands up towards the rib cage. Breathe into the rib cage. Expanding out to the sides, and then exhale, bring it back in. Move the hands to your chest breathing. This is the most popular one. We tend to just kind of do a shallow breath, and we breathe only to the chest. And bring your hands back down to the stomach, belly breaths. To the ribs. To your chest. And now let's combine that breath. Instead of doing one to the belly, one ribs, we're going to do just one breath to all 3, but a third of the breath into the belly, the next third into the ribs, the next third into the chest. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Keep holding. And relax the face, neck and shoulders. Then we're going to exhale from the chest, the ribs, and the belly. We're going to get into a little rhythm here. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, expanding, expanding, and hold your breath. Hold your breath. Holding for about 10-15 seconds. Very slowly and controlled, exhaling nose, chest, ribs, belly. Hold the breath out. Hold the breath out. Again, belly, rib cage, chest, filling up the container fully, and hold your breath. Contain the breath. Gentle activation at the pelvic floor, engagement. Gentle toning of the lower abdomen, drawing in. And then slowly releasing chest, ribs, belly. Now continue on your own 3 more breaths like this. Think of filling up your container from the bottom up. Filling it up with prana, life's force, and hold it. Gentle activation at the root, the pelvic floor. Hold it. You might notice that you might be able to hold it longer than 10 or 15 seconds. And when you're ready to exhale, exhale chest, ribs, and belly. And then hold the breath out for a little more. And breath work and breathing exercises is an essential part of the yoga practice. Let's do one more here with your own rhythm. You can even use your visualization, imagination, imagining your torso as this beautiful vessel, and you're filling it up with this beautiful light, oxygenating the blood. And a deep exhale. When you exhale completely, hold the breath out and see if you can hold that exhale for another 10-15 seconds, maybe even 20 if you can. And when you're complete with that, you'll take a deep breath in through nose, and then you'll sigh it out like we did at the beginning. Now go to natural breath, in and out your nose, effortless, natural, and notice how you feel. Remembering to take long, slow, deep breaths throughout your day. So you can find this feeling, this sensation of lightness, aliveness. And slowly drawing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, calling in an intention for practice this morning, Wednesday morning. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. Use this day to communicate clearly, speaking your truth. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Oh my God, taking that deep breath gave me a nice adjustment in my neck. The power of the breath. All right, let's go ahead and give ourselves a nice good morning stretch. Reach your arms out, extend your legs forward. Go ahead and flex your feet, spread your toes, spread your fingers, and start to circle around the ankles and the wrists. Noticing the shift on your back here. Notice if we went into a little extension here. And then bring your arms around, hug your right knee in towards your chest, gently pulling it in, and invite your left knee in towards the chest, gently pull it in. And let's rock it out side to side. Keeping your right hand on the right knee and the left hand on the left knee, open your knees out to the sides. Draw them forward towards each other and towards your chest. Big circles. Allow the hands and arms to do all the work so your legs can just really relax. And feel this in your hips, and then the other direction. Nice. Let's extend arms and legs all the way up. And now we bring awareness to joint near ankles and wrists. So flex the feet, toes towards you. Demi point, reach the ball of the foot forward, and then you point your toes. Keep doing that with your feet, and then the hands go back and forth. The wrists, back, forward, back, forward. Circle around ankles, wrists. Spreading toes, spreading fingers, one direction and the other. Hello toes, hello hands. Thank you ankles, thank you wrists. So strong. And now let's bring some awareness to our knees and elbows. Go ahead and bend your right leg at the right knee. And then left arm, the arm's going back, bending at the elbow. Draw it back up. This is also an exercise in coordination. Bend your left and then right arm, left leg, right arm. And then back up. Can we do same, right? And up and left. And up, let's do all four. And then bring it up. And then just bend at the knees so that the legs are about a bent to 90 position. Shins parallel to the floor. And I want you to bring your knees together and feet together and feel how that feels on your back and then your hips. And then separate them about hips distance apart and notice how that feels. Okay? Now you can flex, demi-point, or point your feet if you'd like. Now I want you to think of this like we're in a tabletop position, except we turned it on the back. Now I want you to bend at the wrist so that your fingers are pointing back. And allow your hands to be right in line with your shoulders. So kind of like when we're in tabletop and we say hands Under shoulders, fingers pointing forward. And notice how that feels on your wrist, all the way down the arm, shoulders, between the shoulder blades. Now, what if I ask you to turn your fingers out a little bit, like half an inch? How does that feel? What's the sensation? What if the hands turn open to the sides about half an inch as well, a little wider than shoulder? How does that feel? All right, let's bring it back in. Hands over shoulders, fingers pointing back. Feel. Turn your fingers out a little bit and open the hands a little bit. Feel. Awesome. Just remember this and then slowly relax. Bring those feet down and the arms down. Feel. And so, reminder, awareness of the present moment. How can we do that? Mind-body connection, aware mind, attentive mind in this moment. So we can feel the floor, right? Can feel the floor, can feel sensations in your body. You can connect to the breath, or you can listen. Maybe you're flowing with the music. All right, you guys. Now your feet are about hip distance apart. Your toes are pointing forward. Hands can come to the thighs here or down by your side. I'm going to move my bun. I have a bun on the right at the back of my head. I'm going to remove it because I want my head flat to the floor for this one especially. Okay? So if you have it, you remove it as well. Let's curl the tailbone and go into a bridge position, activating your glutes. We're going to lift, making sure that tailbone is forward and up and your glutes are active. And then slowly come back down. Keep your glutes active, barely touch the floor, and then bring it back up. Slowly. Being very sensitive and aware to the sensation on that low back. To make sure that you're not pushing it past your edge, right? You want to get to the point where you can sustain and then slowly bring it back down. Keep going. We're going to do about 10 of these. We've done about 5, so halfway there. And then be mindful of your feet. What are they doing? Are they moving? Are they pressing more into heel or more into the sides? And you find an even weight distribution on your feet here. And don't do what I'm doing, which I'm looking to the sides. I'm looking into the zoom. You keep looking up. All right, can we keep our hips up and then start to walk our feet a little closer together so they're more towards the midline? And then let's bring our arms up how we were before, except this time your palms can face forward, fingers up, or if you want to go ahead and bend at the wrist and find that, or forward, it's up to you, okay? But now we can either stay here, or we can try to draw the weight towards the right foot, really activate that right leg and that right glute, and let's see if we can lift the left leg. And again, we can stay here, stillness, and then press and engage. You can also straighten that left leg up if you prefer, okay? And then just to work with our range of motion, maybe we do a little pulsation. So we go down a little bit and up, down, and up. We'll do that 10 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring that other foot down, more towards the middle, because it'll be easier to balance that way when we lift the other foot. Transfer the weight over. Again, we can just simply stay here the whole time, or we can lift the leg and stay in stillness the whole time and just feel here, or bounce it up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot down. Let's go ahead and open back up to like hips distance apart. Reconnect with your glute and the feet. Now let's reach our fingers way up like we want to touch the ceiling. You'll notice the shoulders start to lift, and we're going to activate now here serratus muscle right here on the back, and then back down and up and down. And you are aware of your sensation. If anything at all feels not very sustainable for you, you modify it or change it. We do this only 5 times, last one, and then down. Now reach your arms back. Don't touch the floor. They're gonna be off the floor so the hands are in line with the shoulders. But now we're gonna reach the fingers back so that the shoulders are reaching up to your ears, and then draw them down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, and we do this 5 times. Last one. And down. Bring it back up. I know your glutes are burning right now. Very slow and control. Let's lower. And whatever the body is calling to do now, like creating space between the shoulder blades, either stillness and you feel, or if you're feeling called to move, like windshield wiper your legs, or hugging the knees in, follow that. Well, you'll notice that since the impermanence of the sensations, they're there, and then they go away. Everything in life is constantly changing. The only constant is change. All right, let's bring it in, hug the knees in, rock it out. Good job. And now you can either hold the knees here or behind the knees, and we're gonna rock back and forth, all the way up, and then land it right here. All right, now we're gonna turn on and connect to transversus abdominis muscle, which is our deep core muscle. I'm gonna start to go back and forth a little bit. Now I want you to start activation in your pelvic floor. We're gonna engage and release, engage and release, and engaging 20-30%. The lower abdomen below the navel starts to turn on. So pelvic floor muscles are connected to the TVA. The TVA goes all the way around up here, all the way around, connecting to the back muscles, not to each other. So it's our internal weight belt, okay? So we're gonna do this exercise, leaning back, connect, okay? So how far you lean back, it's up to you. Where can you sustain yourself? Lifting the feet off the ground, balancing on the sit bones, okay? We can still hold on to our knees, or we can release the hands. We can be here in stillness, or we can invite movement, maybe straightening one leg and the other, reaching the arms up and down to the sides. We can play the floor is lava, okay? And the name of the game here is below the knee, arms, hands, and head cannot touch the floor, okay? So that means that we're gonna move. We may go onto our back because the back can't touch, just the head stays up. We can play with our legs, even open and straddle, okay? What goes down must come up and then come back up. You can play with maybe some bicycles here, or moving the energy ball from one side to the other. I know that I'm going fast, but I just want you to get creative. We're gonna spend about 45 more seconds here. Get on your side. And the whole idea is that you are connecting with that deep core muscle as you're moving. And as you keep the arms and knees and bottom legs and your feet off the ground, you have to use your deep core muscles to stay in this position. You gotta use it to come back up. You gotta use it as you move. Even if you're in stillness, right? Even if we're in a boat post here. But as you move and find movement, you start to play with different range of motions. You explore, okay? So this doesn't need to look like anything. There's no right or wrong. Just move, get creative. I like to also hold my feet with my hands, maybe open into a straddle or forward. And if you touch the floor, that's okay. Get on your side. You can even get on your belly. We'll go into that in another position if you don't want to do it now. Let's go ahead and start to find our way back to seated position. Whee! Hold it here. Go ahead and cross your legs, hands to your knees, and then circle it around. Let's do 3 circles to the left, 3 to the right. It doesn't matter which order. Eyes open or closed, it's up to you. Other direction. Let's drive back to center. 2 options. 1, legs to the sides to go in our tabletop position, or as your legs are crossed here, you can bring the feet a little closer, maybe the knees up, and then you roll over. And then you set yourself up in a tabletop position. Where did my thing go now? There it is. All right, so remember what we did with our hands? having them over shoulders and then a little bit wider, and turning our fingers out a little bit. Play with that as your hands are now here now we flip the tabletop, okay? Knees are about hip distance apart. Now I want you to find neutral spine. So notice my spine here, I'm in the extension, right? In the flexion. You want to be somewhere in between and find the neutral. Gentle core activation, drawing the lower abdomen in, turning on your internal corset. Play with your fingers, with your hands rather, coming onto fingertips, fingers, palms, fists. As you become aware, and we're here for a few minutes, you might find that the wrist starts to hurt. Know that you can move it around, okay? That's a decision that you can make by simply noticing. All right, you guys, isolations here to the neck first, drawing the neck forward, drawing it back in. Notice that the chin is not moving up and down. It's just the neck is reaching forward, like you're bringing your face between your hands, and then draw it back in, okay? Noticing what it feels to have a forward head posture with that neck, and then remind yourself to draw it back in throughout your day. Keep it in, okay, bringing it down towards the thoracic spine, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, and then away from each other. Keep the neck in, don't move the neck. Just finding movement here, keep the middle to low back neutral. Try not to move that. Awesome. Gliding in, gliding out, and then keep it in the push position. So now all the way down to the middle of the back, rather to the low back, drawing the tailbone up and then down. So as the tailbone goes up, relax the stomach here, big belly breath. And then exhale, draw it down, activating lower abdomen. Inhale, expand, exhale, contract. Find some circles, maybe 3 circles to the right. So now I'm feeling my wrists here and the heel of my hand. I'm going to come up to my fingers, and that'll give me some relief there. Other direction, maybe even fists. All right, you guys, let's bring it back to center. And let's find now connecting all that movement into a very nice cat-cow position here, looking forward or maybe up, and then exhale down. So it's a nice extension and flexion of the spine. Finding your range here, feeling, moving at your own pace. Try to the side, like you want to bring the head to the hips, hips to the head. And nice circle, combining lateral flexion and then extension and flexion. This is a roller coaster ride for your internal organs, gently waking them up. All right, let's bring it back to neutral. Get off our hands for a little bit and give some love and attention to our toes and feet and ankles. Walking the hands to your knees, hands to the thighs. 2 options here. 1, sitting up, shoulder, hip, knee. Or if you can, sitting on your heels. Neutral pelvis. Yeah, sometimes we could be here and we could be kind of here, okay? So if this happens for you, I recommend that you go to this position, okay? But if you can sit back and keep that ear to shoulder, shoulder to hip, neutral spine, ribs in, neck in, then let's go ahead and do that. Shoulders up, back and down, roll them back. Let's see if we can interlace our hands behind and then draw the hands down, shoulder blades towards each other, reach back. And maybe the hands reach away from you. We can say yes. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Just one more. Inhale up, down. Awesome. Slowly release the hands. Let's bring the arms out and up and bring your right hand. We're gonna interlace like this, palm to palm. Right hand behind the left, and then reach up, reach up, reach up. And then slowly release, hands down to the floor. Lift the feet, point your toes, and tap the tops of the feet on the ground. Knees closer together, feet closer together, sitting back towards your heels. So we'll do the opposite now. Same thing. If this is too much for you, either block between your feet, or we've got a pillow between your heel and your butt, or we sit up like this, okay? Make sure your heels keep pointing up and your ankles are not opening to this side. So now let's do the same thing, but we interlace the hands the other way, shoulders up, back, and down. So the way that feels kind of funky, that it's not your natural way, interlace that other way, okay? Shoulder blades towards each other. Keep that neutral spine. Try not to flare out like this. Keep it in. Maybe hands reach back, and maybe we say no. Right, left, right, left. Eyes open or closed. Back to neutral. Hands closer to you. Let's release that. Arms out and up. Now the left wrist behind the right. Turn the palms towards each other. And then straighten up. Neutral. Reach, 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 breathe, and release. Hands down, lift your feet, circle. Yay. Bring your toes back in, to the hips we go. Walking the hands in and drawing it in. So I like to go part by part, taking care of the feet, the wrists, the spine. Now we're going into the hips with our nice squat. There's a guy that was very stiff, and he did, I wish I can remember his name, but he did this challenge of squatting. His squat began like up here, that's as much as he could do. And he would have to sit on a couch to like just squatting into here, but he would do it every single day. And he claims that because of training and doing this every day, he got his flexibility, his mobility back, and a lot of the pain that he had went away just from squatting. So that's why I like to add it in my classes all the time. So we can do that in many different ways, keeping our feet as they are, knees forward, reaching our hands forward, sitting back. We can get our feet a little bit wider as well, so the heels can touch the ground. We can turn the toes out, okay? Elbows in, or we can stay on the balls of the feet, and then the heels draw in towards each other and our knees open. So as you shift the foundation, how close or wide it is, everything else will shift. So I want you to explore with that just to see which variation works for you. And then think of reaching in opposite direction with your arms forward and your hips back. Maybe even no hands. And then to work out, not to work out, but like to really activate, think of pressing down with your feet. If you're in this position, normally we kind of sit on our heels here, but if you really press and activate the inner thigh muscle, then your quadriceps, and you start to lift off your heel, then you start to find a little more activation, strengthening of your muscles, and then slowly bring it back down. Again, if you feel any pain on your knees, this is not for you. Be able to discern, right? Discerning, am I able to hold this position for a minute or two or not? If not, then don't do it. Let's turn our knees forward and then down to the floor. Go ahead and point your toes back. Nice dancing lion, big circles. So a couple to the right, a couple to the left. One of the things that I like to do here is to kind of go over to the right side, as if I want to bring my right hip towards the floor, and then the left. Back to center, shift it back. Your knees are about hip distance apart, your hands are way forward. Rolling wave, flexion with the spine all the way forward. Once those shoulders are over wrists, you can look forward and then bring it back in. Push away again. Active abdominal muscles. So engage and roll, feel, and then back out. Those of you who want a little more, you may add a low push-up to this. Looking forward and lower and up and back. See if you want your hands wider, if you want those elbows out to the sides, What's your favorite push-up to do? 3 to 5 of these, turning on our triceps. Again, you don't have to do push-ups if they're not for you this morning. You can simply move slow and feel. Looking forward, bending at the elbows, slowly lower all the way. Forehead to the floor. Let's extend our arms forward. Pretend like someone's pulling your hands forward and your feet back and feel that nice stretch. And now we're gonna lift our head off the ground, but keep looking forward as if you're doing that drawing of the neck in. Opposite movement here. Again, contralateral movement. Right arm up, left leg up. And point that left foot and then slowly lower. Other side. Notice the activation of the leg muscles all the way up to the buttock. Other side, inhale. And exhale. We'll do 3 on each side. On this third one, let's hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it down. Can we bring all up? All up. You can look down. You can look forward. Lifting arms, lifting legs, and slowly down. Go ahead and slide your elbows in, finding your Sphinx position. Elbows underneath your shoulders, and they're going to be about shoulder width apart. Inhale, looking forward, or maybe up if that allows. Exhale, chin, chest. Activating the abdominal muscles, drawing them in gently. Maybe your hip bones lift off the ground, and then slowly release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Looking forward again. Elbows to the sides. Hand to hand, forehead, hands. Relax. Shimmy the shoulders and your hips. Now let's bring the hands in line with your chest. Reset your feet so they're more like hips distance apart. And we're going to roll the shoulders back. Press into the top of the feet. Activate your quadriceps. Activate your glutes. Let's lift the head, shoulders, chest, and then down. Try not to use your hands so much. Try not to press so much. I want you to use your back muscles, your leg and glutes to help you lift and down. Let's do one more cobra here. Lift. Maybe lift your hands and down. Curling the toes behind you, knees on the floor. Lifting your hips as you push up. Lifting your knees, full plank. Feel the heels reaching back. Feel the crown reaching forward. And your legs connecting and the core drawing in. That internal corset has got your back here. Big inhale. Let's bend our knees as we push back into our first down dog. And walk the feet forward or hands back if you're feeling called to, but keep your legs bent. As if you push, just if you want to bring the belly to your thighs here. And then we can start to pivot on the balls of the feet, side to side, and that starts to draw the hips to the right and to the left. Back to neutral, right heel down, bending the left leg, deep breath here. And exhale, heel to the floor, and switch it out. Big inhale. And exhale. And switch up and down at your own pace. Start to walk your feet a little bit closer together towards the midline. Keep your left heel to the floor. Let's lift our right leg up, finding three-legged dog. This can be done with the left knee on the floor if being on down dog is too much for you, okay? We lift, hip square, flex, point the foot, exploring how this feels. And then we open the hip if you'd like to explore that. Again, if it's available for you. Be mindful of your left heel. Sometimes it kind of starts to open to the side. Keep it pointing back in that ankle. Bend the leg or straighten the leg. Reset the hip, foot down to the floor. So the feet are more towards the center line, right heel towards the ground, left leg lifts. And feel here. Hip square. Play with the orientation of your foot. Maybe opening the hip, leg straight or bent. Pay attention. I always like to start with a foundation. Always think of foundation. When you're building a building, when you're building a house, you gotta have a strong foundation. So pay attention to that and then go up your limbs, up the arms and legs, and notice how this feels, how you're supporting yourself. Without judgment, simply discerning whether you need to move something or readjust. All right, you guys, back to neutral. Heels high, heels down. As the heels go down, see if you can lift your toes. Heels high, calf raises, turning on your calf muscle as you go up and stretching it as you go down. 5 of these. 1 more. All right, heels high, tippy-toe your way forward to your hands now. Separating your feet about hips distance apart. Lift your hands, maybe hands to your elbows and hang. Maybe you sway right, left, right, left. Now we've been upside down for a little bit. We've been on an inversion for this long. Allow the arms to hang and then bring your hands above the knees and gently push yourself up, halfway up only, not all the way. Draw that neck in. Let's breathe here. Legs can be slightly bent so they act like a shell for your arms. Now I want you to get real strong here through legs and glutes. We've been activating them, and core, internal core set. Because if I ask you to release your hands and hold yourself with your musculature instead of your arms, can you do that? If not, bring those hands again and reconnect, reassess. All right, you guys, now a little flexion here with the spine, chin in, roll it up. Do a few shoulder rolls here, back and forth, while I move my camera up higher. All right. Up, back, down. Elbows, wrists. Finding the liquid arms. And then, right. And then we're going to find that liquid spine. So here are the liquid arms through the joints. And then we'll find our liquid spine. Remember what we've been doing with the neck, back and forth? When we're in tabletop, we did tailbone back and forth. That's going to come into play again. That rolling wave that we did with the spine, flexion, extension. Let's try it here. And then reverse. And just kind of play with it a little bit. Notice if mentally you're going into analyzation, into judgment or anything like that. And instead of get out of that thinking mind and go more into aware and feeling and in your body. This wave could be very small or it could be bigger. Just finding undulation of the spine, anything goes, as long as it's sustainable for you, right? As long as you're not hurting yourself. And then we'll find some stillness in the middle, feeling the floor, feeling your legs. I want you to even imagine your bones, your skeleton. We all have a skeleton. We all have skeletons. We all have skeletons in the closet. So imagine yourself standing here, your skeletal system, and how your bones are stacking. And then the muscles and the connective tissue and your joints supporting your bones. What a magical body you have. Wow. Let's salute the sun. Big inhale, we rise. Inhale, reaching out and up, looking up. Thank you, sun. Thank you, fire. And then exhale, reaching out, folding over. Maybe hands to the knees or hands to the floor if you can fold over. Thank you, Earth, Mother Earth. And as we come up halfway up, remember, connect. We look forward. Gratitude for the water. And as we exhale and fold into earth, and as we rise, maybe a little flexion with the spine as we reaching out and up. Big inhale, gratitude for this air we breathe, keeping us alive, connecting us all. And as we open our hearts, the Care Bear stare, we give love, we receive. Let's keep going. Inhale, reach. Now find your personal gratitude. Who or what are you grateful for today? And as you move and breathe, send that love, send that gratitude. Rising. I always honor the elements. I think it's a universal thing. We have them inside of us. We depend on these elements. They're keeping us alive. The heat, the water, the air, right? Folded. So I think it's something that we all share, and that's why I say those out loud. But we all have our unique things that we're grateful for. And so bring that to your awareness. Opening the heart. And reaching out and up, back in to the heart. Take a moment of stillness and feeling. All right. So now I want to work on our teacups so that we can work a little bit more on our shoulders, upper body. I feel like this is an exercise not only for coordination, but also to strengthen our legs and to find mobility in our arms. So go ahead and get wide. Your toes are going to be turned out about 20 degrees. And then you're going to bend your knees and go up and down. It's like a really wide squat almost, okay? And just go up and down a few times, maybe 5 times to warm it up, to check in with your knees, your hips. Where is my goddess pose today? If you're a guy, where is my sumo wrestler pose today? Or horse stance, yeah? Or martial artist. And then you're gonna find that space that you can sustain, because we're gonna be here for a little bit, okay? Remember, at any point if this becomes a little too much, you just straighten your legs, okay? Now, the teacups goes like this, and this is a movement that I learned in Qigong. Our palms are going to be facing up the whole time. So as we're moving, your job is to imagine like you have really hot tea on your hands and you can't drop it, okay? So you got to keep those palms facing up. Let's start with our right hand reaching over towards the left side. You reach, and then present the teacup forward, bringing it out by your side. Behind you, there's a nice extension happening here. Over the head, palm stays up, back to that left corner. Notice the internal rotation here of the shoulder to keep that palm up, bending at the elbow and drawing it in. Awesome, let's go to the other side. Other arm, reaching, presenting. To the other side we reach, to the back. Remember to keep breathing. Let's do one more pass each side. Reach. Relax your toes. Other side. I know that it burns. Focus on your breath. Back in. Let's straighten those legs. Whee, and release. Let's bring our toes to point forward. Okay, hands to your hips, using your thumbs to guide your tailbone back down here. I like to kind of massage this down and then gently press the hips forward. Back to center. Let's turn our toes out again. We're gonna do one more. Now with both arms at the same time. Bend. You might be able to go a little bit lower now, notice. Hands by your side, teacups, both arms. Forward, out, back, over the head, fingers point towards each other. And then reach forward. Now the hips go back, chest forward. Keep going, forward. One more. let's reverse it. 2 to the back. Last pass. Reach it back. Keep those palms facing up and back in. And straighten your legs. Shake it out. Toes pointing forward. Give yourself a nice little wide leg supported back bend here. And back to center. Toe heel your feet a little closer together. And then we're gonna try figure 8. Reverse that figure 8. And let's bring it back to center. All right, so we did a little breath work at the very beginning. Let's do something else here, okay? And I'm not able to do this in public classes, so I'm gonna get to do it in the Zoom because you're home and there's no worry about spreading anything. So, because it goes like this, we're gonna go inhale nose and then exhale mouth. Okay, so very simple would be all right. Now there are things that you can add here. So notice how my arm is going in line with my shoulder here, going down, and maybe doing kind of like a half moon kind of movement here. You might be able to bring your arms high up and then exhale, forward fold, and even go a little higher, okay? So almost like a full circle. Now, another thing you can add with your feet, as you go forward, you lift your heels, bend your legs, and then as you go down, you lift your toes and you're on your heels. All right, so let's begin. We're gonna do it for about 30 seconds. If you need to stop before that, please do. Take any variation that works best for you. In, out, in, nose, out, mouth. And really push back. Playing with your balance also with your feet. Keep going. I'm not gonna keep breathing super hard because I know it kind of comes off a little annoying from the speaker. But you keep breathing in, nose, out, mouth, and push away, release. What are some things that we can kind of push back and release? Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, inhale. And then exhale out by your sides. And just land here and feel. Notice how you feel. You don't even need to describe how you feel. It can just be in the experience of being. Beautiful. Bringing your hands together, creating heat with your hands, rubbing them together, giving yourself a nice shower of energy, of love. So whatever it is that you're brewing up in your hands right now, think of that, bring it to your heart, and we're gonna do one pass all over the body. Reiki style, so just kind of hovering over your body, or more massage style. Bring those hands to the eyes, feeling the heat, the warmth. May we see with eyes of love, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness. May we see ourselves with eyes of love, compassion, acceptance, and forgiveness. Bring our hands up and overhead, clearing away any thoughts, beliefs that we may have, keeping us from moving forward. We release or remove. Down to our neck, communication center. May we be clear and impeccable with our word today. Brushing 4 times. Thank you, voice. And reverse prayer down our heart. The chest, bringing it around to the back, circling around towards our adrenals and kidneys, processing the stresses of life. May we use our tools that we know to use, like breath work and movement to process the stress. As we fold forward, we bring the hands down to our glutes, down to our legs, to our feet. Thank you, toes. Thank you, feet. Thank you, ankles, our shins, our knees. Thank you, inner thighs. Crisscrossing at the reproductive center. Thank you. Our digestive center. Thank you so much for digesting food and digesting life. To our heart, thank you for processing emotion and feeling. To the shoulders, to the arms, thank you. And then we're just gonna kind of flick it off and shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. 30 seconds of shaking. Find your own personal shake that works for you. It could be very light and gentle. You can jump, you can twist it out, you can let it be just kind of wild. But shake it out. There's no right or wrong way to do this either. There's no specific technique for shaking. It's just whatever feels good to you, to your body. And you're gonna start to slow it down, start to bring it back to neutral, to a stance that works for you. Noticing again the floor, your feet, your legs, imagining your skeleton, skeletal system, the muscular system. So many systems in this physical body of ours working 24/7. Are we feeding it? Are we giving this body what it wants, what it needs to work properly? There are 5 things that we're doing every day, 5 ways that we're taking in data, taking in information. And it's through our senses. We breathe, what we eat, what we put on our skin, what we read, what we watch, what we listen to. Let's take a deep breath in, rising, 1 salutation to make it all the way down, finding your gratitude. Exhale, we fold it. And inhale, looking forward, flat back, hands back down to the ground, walk it back, 1, 2, finding your plank, big inhale here. And exhale, knees to the floor, point the toes back, take it back, a nice child's pose, either arms forward or by your side. Reconnect with that intention you had at the beginning of practice. Notice how you feel now. If the arms are by your side, go ahead and draw them forward. Nice rolling wave to the front. Drawing your knees towards your hands, feet to the side, sit, legs forward. Hands in front, find your way to the back. Of course, use arms if you need to help you. Otherwise, you're using all core to slow down. Invite those knees in, rock it out side to side. Let's bring our left foot down to the floor, keeping that left leg bent. Right leg up, interlace your hands right around the middle of the hamstring of this right leg. I want you to flex your foot, keep it in the flex position, and then bend at the knee and straighten. There's a very subtle, gentle resistance here. You're kind of pulling the leg towards you with the arms, but the leg is pushing forward. So there's a tiny little resistance. We'll do this 10 times. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it, the leg up straight, release the hands, lower that leg. Notice what's happening on your back. As you're lowering the leg, is it lifting? Can you connect to core? Can you press into that left foot? And then release the foot down, relax it. Relax the whole body. And then bend that right leg. Straighten the left one out. Interlace around the middle of that left hamstring. Flex, demi-point, or point. And then go back to flex. And bend. Extend. A little resistance. Hands, arms pulling the leg, but the leg is kind of pushing away. Resisting. 10 times. Last one, keep it up. Release the hands and lower very slowly. How slow can you go? Be mindful of your back. If you start to do that, right, as you go down, you start to arch back, reconnect with core, and perhaps use that other foot, pressing that other foot into the floor. Once that heel reaches the ground, relax. Now draw that leg in, hug the knees in, and rock yourself side to side. Let's go ahead and draw the right foot to the floor now. Left heel to the right knee, like this. Right hand outside this left knee, cross over. Extend your left arm out and your right one as well. See if you can bring both shoulder blades to the floor here. Open book and then close the book. So this left arm reaches up and over. You're gonna lift your head, turn and bring that palm to the other palm. Really reach, open the book. So you open all the way, the head comes back down. So this 3 to 5 times. It's up to you how many times you want to do it. I'm gonna go for 3. You want to do 2 more, go ahead. Once we're here, go ahead and bring both shoulder blades to the floor and lift your left hand so that it's in line with your left shoulder, and let's explore going up and down, okay? Just checking in, see if this is available for you. If not, don't do it. You can explore with the palm facing up, palm facing down, or maybe palm up, bending at the elbow, kind of like a cactus arm, up and down. And then allow that arm to rest. Keep looking up or look to the side. You decide, and allow the whole body to relax. And slowly, let's drive back to center. Again, if you want to stay there longer, please do. We're just going to do the same on the other side. Bring that left foot down, right heel to the left knee. Hold that right knee, cross it over. Land it. Extend the arms, both shoulder blades to the floor as much as you can, and then open book and close the book. Hand to hand. Notice how you're utilizing your neck muscles to lift that head. Keep it in place. You don't want to lift too much that you're here. You want to keep it neutral. And then if we leave it down, then we're there, right? So that's why the lifting of the head, turning back, and then you can let it come back down. Up. Last one. Well, my last one is 3. If you want to do 5, go ahead. Once you're here, both shoulder blades to the floor if possible. Right hand lifts a little bit so it's in line with the shoulder, and explore going up and down. I'm calling these sand angels because I'm in Florida. We got sand, no snow. Up and down, palm up, palm down, or bending at the elbow, cactus arm. Feeling, sensing. Oh, Be able to discern the difference between sensation and pain. Sensation, ask yourself, can I hold this for a few minutes? Can I hold this sensation? Yes. If not, maybe you're in pain. You can't hold it. And then release that arm, relax the whole body. The whole body relaxes. And slowly drawing it back to center, hugging the knees into your chest, rocking yourself gently side to side. And now take time now to either set yourself up for final resting pose, or if there's anything that I didn't guide you towards that you feel like you want to do, please explore that. Whether that's reclined pigeon here, happy baby, reclined butterfly, anything that you'd like to do. Maybe an inversion, bringing those legs up. Feel free to explore that. Otherwise, find your way into final resting pose, which could be in this constructive resting position, legs bent, especially really good for people that have a deep anterior tilt or have low back issues. You can also put pillows underneath your knees if you want to straighten the legs. Pillows will be really nice, lifting your knees and again releasing your low back. Or you can go into butterfly position. If you have blocks or pillows, bring them underneath your knees for support. Check the back of your neck. Whatever you choose to be at ease, at peace. Gently scanning your body, noticing all the meeting points of your physical body on the ground with a prop, if you have one. And allow yourself to kind of land and surrender. We did enough activation, mobility work, holding and moving. Now you get to kind of give your muscles a break, and they get to surrender and be heavy to the floor or your props. And gently scan. Notice if there's any tension or activation in your muscles still, from your legs to your core, arms, shoulders, and even the face. Relax the forehead, relax the eyes, around your eyes, the cheeks, the nose, your lips, your tongue. Separate the top teeth from the bottom teeth and relax your jaw. Easy breath in, easy breath out. It's up to you if you want to control the breath and maybe go back to that breath we did at the beginning of practice, deep belly breaths. Or simply let the breath be natural. Keep scanning the body, noticing the spaces that you might still be holding on. Give yourself permission to release, let go. to bring the awareness back to the breath. And remember at the beginning, we inhale nose and then exhale mouth. Nice sigh. Let's do that again 3 times. In nose, out mouth. Again, in nose, about 80% of the breath. Hold it. Inhale, next 10%, hold it. Last 10%, inhale. Feel your whole torso, your whole chest and belly and ribcage expanded. Hold it a little longer. You can do this. And then exhale. Inside out. And we just got one more. One more. Inhale, just like 80% of your breath. Belly, ribs. And then 10% more into the chest. Last 10% a little bit higher into the chest. Hold your breath. Can we hold this 10-15 seconds? Hold it. Notice the feeling of holding your breath. Notice that sensation. And when you're ready, slowly exhale and feel that sensation. Notice the sensation of holding on tight and the sensation of letting go and surrendering, allowing. One of my favorite quotes, I say that it comes from the Buddha, whoever said it, doesn't matter to me, but it is, attachments create suffering. Attachments create suffering. Attachments to things, people, ideas, old beliefs, things that no longer serve us. Think of being attached to a fence, like a dog attached to a fence. Sometimes we hold on to things, to people, ideas, or beliefs that are creating a little suffering in our lives. Can we shine a light? Can we take inventory? What are some things I might be attached to that might be bringing a little suffering into my life? And can we make a conscious decision to maybe surrender, let them go, disattach? Go ahead and begin to invite movement back to your body however you like. You might wiggle your toes, fingers. You might rotate ankles, wrists. You might bring the arms up and overhead and give yourself a nice good morning stretch. And then maybe you hug the knees to chest and you either rock yourself side to side and then maybe hold on your right side or left side for a breath or two and then push up. Or maybe you like to rock back and forth and bring yourself to seated that way. And once seated, you decide if you want your hands on your knees or if you want to invite your hands to your heart, palms together, or one hand on top of the other. Either way, go ahead and draw your chin in slightly. It's a gesture of bowing into your own personal temple. And we started the practice with an intention, and then we close it with gratitude. So take this moment for you to thank yourself for showing up bright and early, taking time for you, the mind, the body, the spirit. And so for that, you may repeat to yourself in your head, thank you, I love you, and you say your name after. Saying these magic words to honor and acknowledge this time taken for self-care and self-love. Another deep breath in through your nose. And let it go. Let's bring the palms together to the forehead. And I thank you so much for trusting me in guiding you through this practice. May it supporting strengthening mind, body, heart, spirit. Thank you.